When four friends in their 20s travel to Mexico for spring break, they could never have imagined their trip would take a terrifying turn. After one of the friends, Mark Killroy, goes missing, his friends launch a search that leads them down a dark path of black magic, cults, and ritualistic sacrifice. The shocking details of Mark's fate will leave you stunned and horrified. Stick around until the end to learn about the shocking discovery that would send shockwaves through the nation. It was the perfect start to their spring break. For close friends, all in their 20s, had left their homes in East Texas and made the 9-hour drive south to South Padre Island, ready to soak up the sun, enjoy the beach, and have some fun. After a long journey, they were exhausted and went straight to bed upon their arrival. However, the next day, they hit the beach and started drinking, and by the afternoon, they decided to make their way into Mexico and experience the party scene. They drove an hour southwest to Brownsville, Texas, parked their car, and walked over the footbridge that crossed the Rio Grande River into Mexico. On the other side, they found themselves in Matamoros, a popular destination among spring breakers for its lively bars and clubs. The four friends got a quick bite to eat at a fast food restaurant, then dove into the bars and clubs. They danced and drank for hours, enjoying the lively atmosphere. Eventually, when they were quite tired, they decided to return to the hotel. Satisfied with their experience, the four friends decided that they would repeat it. However, things took a dark turn when they returned to Matamoros the following night. The second night of drinking and partying in Matamoros had been a blur of music, laughter, and alcohol for the four friends. They had danced and mingled with other spring breakers and locals alike, enjoying the vibrant atmosphere of the town. Eventually, the four decided to leave the bar and return to the hotel. Two of them immediately headed to the car, waiting for the others in front of a souvenir shop near the footbridge. The second couple, consisting of Mark Killroy and Bill Huddleston, lingered because Mark had stopped to talk to a girl he had met while Bill went down an alleyway to urinate. When Bill returned, Mark and the girl had vanished. Bill thought Mark had already joined the other two friends at the gift shop. But when Bill arrived at the store, he found that not even the first two friends had seen Mark. The group searched for Mark, but he was nowhere to be found. They assumed he had crossed the bridge and returned to their hotel alone with the girl, but when they arrived to the hotel, Mark was not there. The three friends began to be a little worried about Mark, but then they became convinced that he must be somewhere in the company of the girl, so they decided to go to sleep. When they discovered the next morning that Mark had not yet returned, the concern reached its peak. The mystery of Mark's disappearance began to build, and the friends became increasingly concerned. They filed a missing person report, but the police initially did not take it seriously due to the large number of missing spring breakers in the area. After 24 hours, when Mark didn't show up, the mystery of Mark's disappearance had taken on a new level of urgency. As the investigation continued, the shocking truth of what happened to Mark Killroy would be revealed, leaving the nation stunned by the horror of his fate. Days turned into weeks, and the investigation into Mark's disappearance remained at a standstill. The friends were left to wonder if they would ever see him again. However, a break in the case occurred when a drug smuggler led them to reveal the shocking truth about Mark's fate. The trafficker, pursued by the police just outside Matamoros, eventually halted at a hidden ranch nestled within the mountains. Post the police's apprehension of the trafficker, an image of Mark was shown to a ranch laborer in the vicinity, questioning if he had spotted him. The man revealed the shocking truth about Mark's fate. If you don't leave a comment, I'll never know you exist. And if you don't click the like button, my ego will stop like a broken engine. I don't want you to be responsible for this, so do the right thing. The ranch worker affirmed that he had indeed seen Mark at the ranch. The trafficker and his associates had escorted him there, his wrists bound in chains. Mark had been chosen as the forthcoming ritualistic offering by a cult, commanded by a man identified as Constanzo, who was a practitioner of a dark sorcery known as palo. Following Mark's escort to the mountainous shack, the chosen venue for the cult's ominous rites, he endured several terrifying hours in the company of Constanzo and his followers. In due course, Mark met his untimely demise when a machete cleaved into the rear of his neck. Subsequent to this, Mark's brain was excised and deposited into their sacred cauldron, subjected to boiling. Mark's legs were detached, and an elongated wire was thrust into his torso, manipulated within until it latched onto his spinal column. His torso and legs were interred, with the wire jutting out from his remains. A total of 15 individuals were seized by the cult for the sacrificial rites at the shack. Constanzo and his disciples held the conviction that the more torment they inflicted on their victims prior to their death, the more power they would be bestowed by the gods. In a final act of defiance, Constanzo commanded his followers to execute him before law enforcement could apprehend him. The news of Mark's fate sent shockwaves through the nation, and the horror of his abduction and murder by a cult practicing black magic sent chills down the spines of all who heard about it. The shocking details of their beliefs and practices were revealed, and the nation watched in horror as the trial unfolded. 5 additional cult members were subsequently apprehended, put on trial, and found guilty for their participation in the horrific crimes, including the kidnap and murder of Mark Killroy. However, the memory of Mark's abduction would haunt the nation for years to come, a dark secret of spring break that would never be forgotten. If you found this video as fascinating and disturbing as we did, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. And if you want to support our channel and help us create more content like this, please hit the like button and subscribe. Your feedback means the world to us, and it helps us improve our content and bring you more thrilling stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.